I am going to do a little fall decor haul before we get into the decorating for this video. I have been collecting holiday decor for a while, so I already have a decent amount of stuff for fall. I didn't go out and buy that many new things, but I did buy a few, so I'll start off with those and then we'll get into what I have that I pulled out of storage. So the first thing that I purchased new is some fall florals. I just picked these up from Walmart. The first one that I got is these hydrangeas. If you watched my decorating video for 4th of July, then you already know my love for hydrangeas right now. And I just thought these were really nice. For fall, I tend to lean towards that more classic, orange, moody, Halloween type vibe. So I really love the orange on this, and the fact that it wasn't just one solid color, it's mixed with yellow and kind of a pale yellowish white. So I really love these, and it's a pretty big stem. This is just one, and it was $4 at Walmart. So I picked up 2 of them to just give it a really full look, and I just think these will be perfect for what I need them for. I have some florals already, but they're pretty old, and if I remember right, they are from Dollar Tree, so not great quality. And I'm not saying these are the most realistic, but I definitely think they are better quality than the ones that I currently have. So I got 2 of these. I also got this really nice deep red and orange eucalyptus. I only got 1 stem of these. The area that I plan on putting it, I think it only needs just the one. So I picked this up. This was $3.99, so $4. And I can't wait to see how it looks in the area I'm planning on putting it. The next thing and the last thing that I got new for this fall is just some prints from Walmart. I have a bunch of empty frames, if you remember from my 4th of July decorating video, and I just like to find prints on Etsy, print them out, and frame them instead of buying new artwork every year. I think it's a really cool and expensive way to change up your space quickly. So I got some prints, and I'll just quickly show them to you. I got a couple different sizes, but just some pumpkins. This one is a buck surrounded by some leaves. Some pumpkins on a flatbed truck. A nice fall road. Some leaves. Sorry I'm so shaky. I've had like 3 cups of coffee today trying to keep up with my kids, so. A vintage truck. A stack of pumpkins. A church in a fall landscape. A fall railroad. This one's kind of silly. When I did my prints for the bathroom makeover, where I got the cowboys riding dinosaurs, I got a free print from the shop. They sent it to me as a gift for making an order, and this is the print that they gave me. And I think it's so funny. I think I will put it up somewhere just kind of as a joke to see if any of my guests notice it. But it is this cow getting pulled up by a UFO, and there is some people watching from down below. It looks like a different time period, but it is kind of fall colors, so I think it'll blend in well with the prints I already have. And then I did also order a poster, so not considered like a picture print because it's just a little bit bigger. I did thrift a very big frame for my 4th of July decorate with me that I plan on keeping up all year round. And that frame did come with a nice dark green matting on the inside, which I took out when I put the flag in. So I think I'm going to put that green matting back into the frame, and I'm going to put this poster inside of that frame, and I think it'll look really nice. So this one was a little bit pricier than the prints. The prints are usually within $5, but I think this one was about $15. But it is just this fall, it's so hard to tell when it's curled. It is this fall mountain. You can see the mountain there in the distance, and then some fall trees and foliage. I just think it's really pretty. I'm from Oregon, and this is actually kind of what our landscape looks like during the fall, especially in the area that I live in. So I just thought it would be appropriate to put this one up, and I really like the colors on it, so I think it'll fit really nicely with what I'm planning. So the next few things I'm going to show you are things that I just found laying around in our storage. They weren't actually in my fall tote, and they're for outside, so I'll just show them to you very quickly. So I have these corn stalks, and they are metal, and I believe I got these from Walmart, but I could be wrong. If I can find them online, I will link them in the description box below. But I usually put these out in my flower garden lining our walkway, and I do have 6 of them. I have 3 of the yellow and 3 of the orange and yellow. And it's kind of hard to tell, but they do have like a bit of a sparkle to them, so they catch the light really nicely when they're outside, and you get a little bit of sun during the fall. So I do have 6 of these. And then I do have this wall hanger. I got an orange one last year from Walmart. This was only $1, so not very expensive. If you're in the market for one, Walmart is a great place to check. And then to put on this, I also have this wreath. This is wood, and I thrifted this from Goodwill 2 years ago, I believe. I usually keep this one on our back door. And then I have a nicer, more aesthetically pleasing one for our front door, but I just thought this was so cute. It's kind of that grandma culture, a little bit older style. And this was originally from Holiday Home, and it retailed for $14.99. I'm not sure how old it is, but I don't think it's too terribly old. But I got it from Goodwill for $3.99, and I know that because the tag is still on the back, which is very me. But I just think this is so cute, so I'll probably put this on our back door once again, like I do every year since I've gotten it. So now we're gonna be getting into the things that I have in my fall tote. I packed this thing pretty full, and I'm not sure if I'm going to use everything from this tote this year, but I am really excited. So we moved into this house in January of this year, 2025, and this is really my first time decorating for these seasons. So 4th of July was the first holiday that I decorated for, which was exciting, and I don't usually decorate for 4th of July, but fall, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and Christmas are just my most favorite time of year, and I love decorating. I always have, even before I had kids. I always decorated our home for the holidays. So now that I do have kids, and my oldest is a little bit older, he's starting to kind of recognize things and get excited about things. I am so excited to be able to decorate for my kids and also decorate this new home, this new space. So it's all just going to be very fresh for me. I have no idea what I'm going to be doing, and I have so many different spaces I can play around with. So I might not use all of this, but I have enough space in this house that I may end up using all of it. So we will see, but let's just jump right in. So the first thing I have to show you guys is this candle. It just has some wheat on the sides and then a little bow on the top. I've had this forever. I couldn't even tell you where I got it. It doesn't say on the bottom. I've never opened it, never burned it. It's just more for decor. I'm pretty sure I've had this since we lived in California, which we moved home from California, I believe 4.5 years ago now. So it's been around with me for a little while. The next item that I have is this pumpkin pillow. I have also had this for a long while. I bought this the first year that my husband and I lived together back in 2018. It's a little misshapen now, and I think that the stem fell off of it once and I glued it back on. But this usually sits on our couch somewhere. I like that you can throw it around. It's not breakable. My kids will probably play with it this year, but I really love it. It's made out of this knitted kind of sweater material. And I don't plan on getting rid of it anytime soon. It's a staple in this house. This next item is also something that I bought the first year my husband and I lived together. Now, when we first moved in together, we did not have a ton of money, and I didn't have a job for quite a few months when we first moved to California. So I bought things discounted, and I got things free from people who were moving and didn't need their items anymore. So I ended up getting this from the 99-cent store. They have a lot of those in California, so if you're familiar, then you know. It's just a little plate that you can put like cookies on, snacks on, or even lay it out on your island or in your kitchen somewhere and put trinkets on. But I still think it's really cute. It's kind of that classic fall. I know a lot of people this year are leaning more towards the beige washed out look, but that's not me. I really love orange. I really love that nice, warm, cozy fall, and I just think this falls right into that. So I do plan on putting this out again this year. The next item that was in this tote was just this mug. She's so cute, a lot of different colors. I originally bought this because the year that I bought this, I also had a Keurig that was this kind of teal minty blue, and I wanted to decorate our kitchen for fall, but I didn't know how to incorporate that Keurig without making it look weird, just because I don't feel like this is a very fall color. So I was looking for items like this that had that color mixed in with it. I don't use this mug. I did end up melting a candle in it, a cinnamon scented candle, and I would light this in our kitchen for a little bit of ambiance and for that cinnamon smell. So I won't ever be using this mug again unless I eventually dig this candle out and get it really clean, but I do think she's cute. I may use her, not sure yet, but we'll see. The next item that was in this box is these really beautiful copper canisters, and I say canisters because there is two, a smaller and a larger, and they have these leaves on them that are kind of punched little holes. So when you put a candle in there at night, you can really see the leaf design on it a lot better because the light will shine through the holes. And I love these. You could put these outside too on your porch as long as they're not getting a ton of rain, because I do think they would rust if you left them out for too long, but I do think they're so beautiful. They could be indoor, outdoor. I may use these on my porch. The door on our porch is covered, so I don't think that any rain would hit them, and it would look really nice stacked there, maybe with a pumpkin next to it. We will see. Another item I've had for a really long time is this little wheelbarrow. This is made out of wood, and I think this might be another item I got from the 99-cent store. They have items that range up to like $25, $35. I think this one was about $10, $9.99 if I remember, but I've had this for many years. I used to put this out on our front porch, and I have a ton of faux pumpkins that I would stack up in the top of it and put it next to our door. So I may do that again. I'm not 100% sure. I just know if I try to place this somewhere in my house, my kids will mess with it a ton. So I may just put it outside on the front porch. So here are some of the faux florals I already had, and as you can tell, they just don't look very realistic at all, and I think that the style of them is a little bit outdated. I do kind of like this one still, so I'll probably use this one somewhere, but I do just think these very orangey sunflowers are kind of not doing it for me anymore, if that makes sense. These ones here I do kind of like still, so I may use these, but I think that these ones are just gonna find their way back into this tote and probably not get put out this year unless there's a space that really needs florals and I don't have any extra. So this tote is just full of these little pumpkins, tons of different styles, tons of different colors, but these are the pumpkins that I put in that wheelbarrow that I showed you earlier. So I will probably use those in there again, and any extras I'll just probably place around the house. They are a really durable foam, so I am not worried about my kids getting a hold of them. I don't think that they are soft enough for my kids to be able to bite through them. I do sometimes worry about them trying to eat stuff like this. So I think that these are safe to put out, but if not, I will update you guys on whether or not they've been bitten into. The next item that was in that tote is just this fall sign. It says "Hello Fall" with a fall wreath around it. I do think word signs are a little bit outdated, but I still like this one. I think the orange will tie in really nicely with everything else that I have. And I think even this would look good on that hutch back there, right on the top. We'll see. I did thrift this from Goodwill a few years back. It was $3.99. It's originally from, I think, Hobby Lobby. The tag says Ashland, and I want to say that's Hobby Lobby, but if I'm wrong, I will link it in the description box if I can find it. But it was originally $14. I think that's really high for something like this, especially since it is just this really thin wood. It's not super solid, but I did only pay $3.99 for it, so I can't complain. Sticking to the theme of signs, I do have a lot of signs for fall, and I will probably take down some of my normal artwork and replace it with fall decor and fall signs. These are some of my favorite pieces, so I'm really excited to show them to you guys. I've had these for a couple of years now, and they are still just, I'm obsessed with them still. So This is the very first one. It is framed with glass over the top and it has these 3 pumpkins. The orange is a little bit more muted and I just love that about it. I picked this up at Joann's a few years back when they were having a big sale. I think everything was 75% off. It doesn't have a tag on it anymore, so I'm not sure how much I did pay for it, but Joann's is actually out of business now, at least in my area. I'm not sure if that's a nationwide thing yet, but I am so sad because I got a lot of my fall signs from them, and this one is just one of my favorites. This next one is another one that I also picked up from Joann's when they were having their big sale, and it just says, "There is no place like fall." The text on this frame kind of confuses me because I don't consider fall a place. I consider it a time, a season, but I just really liked the colors on this one and I really love this design on the background, so I purchased it anyways. It was on such a good deal I couldn't pass it up, and I think with the other sign I just showed you, they pair really nicely together, so I think I'll keep it. But let me know down in the comments if this makes sense to you or if you think the wordage should have been changed. This is the last sign that I got from Joann's during that sale, and it is a vertical sign that just says "Hello Pumpkin," and it has these 2 pumpkins. These are actually wood cutouts, and it has this really nice dark green on the back. This sign is pretty hefty. It's really good quality, and it has 2 ways to hang it. It has a string on the back of it, but it also has a sawtooth hanger on the back as well. And I just think she's so cute. I used to put this next to my front door in my old house, so I'm curious to see where I will put it this year since this is my first year decorating this home. The next 2 signs that I'm going to show you are metal signs, and I got these from my mom. She got me these, I believe, for Christmas one year. She's really good at finding holiday decor for good deals, and I still really love these. I put them up every year. These ones I'm pretty sure I put in my kitchen last year, and they just look really nice. So this first one says Autumn Acres Farm Pumpkin Patch. I don't know if you can hear that, but it is a metal sign. You can kind of tell by the hooks and the shine on the back, but I just love it so much. I have a few ideas of where I could put this in the kitchen or in the living room, so it'll be fun to find a good spot for these. And here is that second one. It says Autumn Acres Pumpkin Patch, Apple Cider and Hay Rides, and it has that truck on it. This is a decent size sign if you can't tell just by comparing it to my size. So it'll take up a decent amount of wall space, which is good because I do have some spots in my house that actually don't have anything on them right now, and I think this would go really well in some of those empty spots. So I have 3 more signs left to show you. I know I have a lot of them, and like I said, I might not use everything along with the prints and the signs. I think it's gonna be a lot, but I do have a lot of space to decorate, so we will see. But the next one is just this little pumpkin. It has a little R on it. Our last name is Rains, if you didn't know. So I got this as a gift a long time ago. I think it's from Hobby Lobby if I'm correct. It doesn't say on the back, but I still think it's really cute. Maybe a little bit cliche for some of you, but I really like it. The next one is this embroidery sign. It just says blessed on it, and it has a little wreath. It has a lot of good fall color on it. I really enjoy this still. It might not be everyone's cup of tea anymore. I know word signs are really going out of style, but I've had this for many years and I plan on using it again. The last one I showed you along with this one were from Target Dollar Spot. I believe the last one was $3 and this one was $5. I picked them up the same year, but this one just says pick your own pumpkins. And the reason I picked this one up along with the cup that I showed you earlier is because it has that teal bluish color tone to it. And so I put this next to my Keurig when we first bought our house together. I no longer have that specific Keurig anymore, but I still like to put this out because I still really like it. And it is reversible. So the other side is a darker blue and it just says Home Sweet Home. I don't think I've ever used this side, but maybe one day I will. But until then, I'm just gonna use this side again. So I do think we're nearing the end of this tote, and I say I think because there's a lot of things in this that I'm not going to show you. Just a lot of like little pumpkins that you don't need to see every single one of them. Or I have a lot of fall candles in this tote, and honestly, you probably don't want to see every single fall candle. They're not all super pretty, so I'm just gonna leave them in there, and then if I use them, you'll see them when I decorate. But the next thing I wanted to show you is this garland. This is so tacky. I know it's tacky. I put it up every year though. I just think it's fun, and when you have kids, you kind of want to make things a little bit more colorful, a little bit more magical, and I just think this is a fun, quick way to add color, and if my kids rip it down, then who cares? I think it was from the Dollar Tree, but I'm sorry if you hate this style, but I'm probably gonna put this up again this year. I just love that pop of warmth and color that it adds, and it's so fun when it catches the light. It does have little leaves on it. I might even put this outside because I know it will be able to handle the weather, so we'll see. But if you hate this style, I'm sorry, I just love it so much. It's so tacky and fun. Along with tacky and fun, I have this little tiny string of leaves. This was also from Dollar Tree. I think I put this outside one year, but I have also used it inside, but it's not full at all. It's not like one of those garlands that you see at Hobby Lobby that's just so beautiful. Honestly, I can't bring myself to spend the money on those. I love them so much. I just can't bring myself to spend the money on them. One of these days I'll find them after the season when they're like 90% off, and maybe I'll purchase one. But until then, my little sad string of leaves works perfectly fine. So I'm probably gonna put this up again this year too. Next item is this black little pumpkin. And you can see it's supposed to hold a tea candle, a tea light. And I have put this out on my porch for many years. I've also used it inside. It is metal, so pretty durable. And I think I'll use it again this year. It's pretty cute. Looks like a little pumpkin. Moving on, I do have this, it's sort of a jute material, I think. But this orange rug, I bought this specifically for my old house because we didn't have any rugs in our kitchen at all. I wanted to add in a pop of color for the season, so I did purchase this. It's just a little, like, small sized rug that is supposed to sit in front of your sink, so not super huge, but I do really love the color still. I already have an orange rug now in my kitchen that just stays there all the time, and it is stuck to the floor with carpet tape, so I don't think I'm gonna tear that one up since it matches for the season. So I'll probably find a different place to put this, but I still really like it, so I think I will use it again this year. Oh my gosh, every time I pull out my decor, it's like Christmas morning because I forget what I have and then I find it again and I get really excited about it. But I have this tendency to cover all of my glass items in my totes with rags that correlate with that season or holiday. So I have these fall towels that have little dogs on them, and they are covering all of my glass items. So let me just unwrap this here. So I thrifted this actually, and I just love it so much. I had one of these in my kitchen when I was a kid, and I remember getting so excited when it would come out because I always thought it was so cool. So the lid sits on it like this. It is made of glass, and the last few years that I've had it, I fill it up with candy corn. You either love candy corn or you hate it, and I'm a candy corn lover. Like I said, I just love all that corny, cheesy, terrible stuff. But I love candy corn, especially the ones that are shaped like pumpkins. So I will probably fill this up with candy corn again. We don't ever eat all of the candy corn that's in this pumpkin. I really like the way it looks. I think it's so cute. So we'll probably do that again this year. Yet another pumpkin, but I'm showing you this one because it is glass. And it has this wire leaf on the top, or metal leaf on the top. And I just think that she's so cute, a little bit different, has that green and brown, and a more unique shape. So I really love putting this one out. I'm gonna have to put it on a high shelf since it's glass. I don't want my kids getting a hold of it, but I put this one out every year. Here is another glass pumpkin that I have. I think this one is from Hobby Lobby, if I'm correct. I usually put this one in our bedroom. I do usually decorate our bedroom for fall, so this one usually goes on the shelf above our bed. But this one is a little bit of a tip hazard if I remember, because it has this little foot on the bottom of it, if you can see that. But it's not perfectly straight when it sits, and so if anything bumps against it or the wall shakes a little bit, she will fall down. So I have to be careful with this one where I put it. but I think she's so pretty. It has this silver stem on the top, and I've had this for quite a few years. I think I got it on sale, so I will probably put this one out again this year. This is one of my favorite items as well. So it is this white wax warmer. So you can see it has a cord here with a pumpkin jack-o'-lantern face on it. I use this for Halloween, but I do also use it for fall. I will just turn it kind of to the side like this and then tuck the cord behind it so you can't see it. Or I will set another smaller pumpkin in front of it right here to cover that cord, and it'll just look like a pumpkin. It does have a top to it that's probably in that tote somewhere where the wax sits. But then during, Halloween, October, I'll flip it around so you can see the jack-o'-lantern face. I think it's so fun. It's not orange, which I do love because it kind of gives you a break if you're using a lot of oranges and browns, something a little bit more neutral. So this one will definitely go out, most likely in our kitchen, and I have a ton of fall wax scents. It'll be smelling really good real soon up in this house. I do also have this pumpkin container or canister. I used to put this out on my coffee table in my living room, and I would put candy corn in this one. But I believe last year I put tea bags in this one and put it out in my kitchen. So I have a bunch of ideas of where I could put this. I may just put more tea bags in it this year and keep it in our kitchen. But I love this one too. This one was gifted to me. I think my mom got me this one, but it just says fall blessings on this little tag. It's made out of wood, which I think is fun and different. I really like the detail on this one and the shape of it, the fact that it's a little bit more tall than round, and it has a really nice flat base. In our old house, if I can find a picture of it, I'll put it up here on the screen. But in our old house, we had a huge brick fireplace, and I used to set this on the brick fireplace, and it looked really nice there. And if it got knocked over by somebody walking by, I wasn't worried about it since it's wood. I'll likely put this one out again. This, I think, would be a good item to also set on your porch if you wanted to, but I probably won't use it on my porch because I have a few ideas of what I'm gonna do on our porch already, and I already have too many items I'm putting out there. So stay tuned to see where this guy goes. So I think this is going to be the last item out of this tote that I show you, but you will see more items later on in the decorating video that I didn't show here on the haul, and that's just because I didn't want to be too repetitive. But I do have another garland, and this one is a lot more full, a lot more beautiful, and I think I got this one also from Joann's when they were having their sale, but I do remember seeing this one at Hobby Lobby as well. So I didn't buy it from Hobby Lobby, I bought it from Joann's, but they have the same one there. So if your Joann's is closed down just like mine is and you want this one, they do also have it at Hobby Lobby. I don't remember how much I paid for this, but I'm sure that it was on sale. And I put this on my mantle of our fireplace last year, so I'm not sure where I'm going to put it. I have a few ideas, but stay tuned to find out where I put this guy. So that's it for the haul portion of this video. I hope that you are now geared up and excited to decorate. We're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it.